talk about a safety culture, and I'll talk about some of my experiences. And to give you a short answer to this, it's almost all of us in these positions, as senior executive positions, have had experiences with safety, both good and bad. And I had the unfortunate occurrence where I investigated a tragedy, and I want to get to that. But to answer your question directly, it's to relay the fact that you understand what folks are going through when it comes to safety, to understand that, to let them know that you care about them, to let them know that you care about the safety program. And I like to do that via story, in essence. And I like to, when I do all hands talks, we all have occasion to talk to 5 to 200 people. I always try to bring a safety message into all my talks, whether it is about safety, whether my talk is about safety or not. If you're talking to all your employees, your all hands, you should bring it up. It should be brought up in staff meetings. And it should be brought up with the managers you're responsible for. They should be bringing it up with the employees they're responsible for. This is a means of sort of embedding a safety consciousness within the whole program. But I want to get to a specific example. And you kind of asked me why I care. I'd always been kind of a safety advocate to some degree, but unfortunately I saw what poor employee behavior did in a small office where I investigated a tragedy, and it was a drowning. And I can tell you that I haven't ever been through anything like that before on the job, and frankly I never want to go through it again. And nor does anyone ever want to have to deal with this. I had the unfortunate opportunity, I'll say, to evaluate why a member of a work staff drowned. And the tragedy here is it was all preventable. And the reason the safety equipment was present and available, it just wasn't being used. And it wasn't being used because there was this, how do I say this? There was just complacency because they had always done this and they had done it before and they didn't think anything was dangerous. It was a familiarity with the job. And I can tell you this was a 3-person crew. You often hear that when people talk about safety concerns, that the age of the employee, in other words, not the age, but the number of years they have worked, is a factor. And it may be that people are concerned about new employees and make sure they understand training. But in this case, there was 80 years of experience at this site. These were very good employees, and their practice was based on the past, based on the fact that they had always done it this way, and this time it went wrong. And because they had never had a problem before in the 20 or so years they had been doing this, they did not take the safety precautions that were available to them. They did not follow the safety rules of the office. And it resulted in a drowning. And it also resulted in 2 other employees never being the same afterwards, having witnessed this. One was at the same location where the drowning occurred, and the individual that drowned asked for help, and he couldn't. He couldn't provide it because he would have drowned too. And I tell you, you experience something like that, it changes you, and it will make you a safety proponent. And to some degree, you never want to let that happen again. Right. That's why I'm a safety proponent, and that's why employee behavior is so critical to this. We have to emphasize employee behavior to them. We have to. It's our job to take this as serious as we can take it, right, and to instill that throughout our organization. That's our job. It's not collateral duty. That's our job.